Me and my team gotta intervene. What's the point of living if you ain't living a dream? We live in a world where everybody.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to take a look at Gears of War 4. Now the gameplay that you're seeing in this video is the actual gameplay footage that you're going to see in Horde mode for the upcoming Gears of War 4 game. We're going to talk about what's new in the game, Horde mode itself, and a few of the new enemies and bosses that you will see in the game. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Now before we get started, the map that you are seeing here is Relic. Now the map looks very old in my opinion. It looks like it's some type of church or holy sacred place that has been abandoned and taken over by its natural elements. Now it could be a museum as well. There are trees sprouting up and vegetation all over the sides of the wall and the concrete. And there are also sculptures engraved into the walls depicting kings and queens with people kneeling at their feet. Now this map definitely was some important piece of land before everything hit the fan. First, let's get into what you're gonna see when you officially drop into the beginning of a Horde match. So they basically drop you onto a map with an object called a fabricator. Now this fabricator is a machine that you can plant anywhere on the map. So choose wisely, because once you plant the fabricator, you are basically telling the game that this is my base and I will be fortifying this section of the map to keep out the enemies. Now this fabricator is already making you guys work together as a team, because this thing can only be moved by the entire team. Not one person, not two people, not three people, but the entire team. Now this is one aspect of the game that has changed. Now I am a huge fan of Horde, and I remember the posts in each section of the map that they already pre-placed, and those are the only sections that you could choose to fortify. Now this fabricator allows you to post up anywhere on the map that you want it. So that's definitely a new addition to Horde mode, and you're gonna see it in a new Gears of War game that's coming out in October. Once you have the fabricator placed, you can use it to fortify your base. You will be able to purchase barriers that you can upgrade, turrets, decoys, and a weapons locker. But we'll get into the weapons locker in another video. Each player on the team starts out with 1,000 points that can be added to the fabricator in order to purchase barriers, turrets, and decoys. Now another cool thing about the fabricator is that you will be able to choose what protection barriers and where to actually place the fortifications. Now this is something that is new in Gears of War as well. In previous Gears of War games, Horde mode basically chose where the barriers and turrets would be. Now you will be able to decide where to place defenses and how much upgrading you want to do to each of them. Because of this, the engineer will play a big role in Horde mode. So be sure to choose your engineer player wisely. Now also, if you guys look in the top left corner of this video, you will see something called crafting fabricator, and you will also see the energy points that you have available. Now you can use this energy to upgrade barriers, turrets, and your weapons locker. You can get this energy from killing enemies. Now once you kill an enemy, they will drop energy that you can go around the map and pick up and deposit into the fabricator to use for upgrades. You can get this energy from killing enemies. Now once you kill an enemy, they will drop energy that you can go around the map and pick up and deposit into the fabricator to use for upgrades. Now this is important, guys. If one of your teammates have been collecting the energy around the map and is unfortunately killed by an enemy, all of the energy that they collected will be dropped on the ground, and it is up to you to go around the map again and collect that energy. So you may want to determine when is the best time to pick up energy from fallen enemies and fallen teammates. Now you all know that maintaining and upgrading defenses are very important and key to the overall success of Horde mode, so collecting this energy for the fabricator is very important. Now let's talk about some of the new enemies that you're going to be seeing throughout the game. Now the first enemy that you will see in the very beginning is called the Juvie. Now the Juvie is this weird creature that walks around on his arms and legs and will charge at you mindlessly. It reminds me of the wretches that they had in Gears of War 3. The next new enemy that you're gonna see is called the Guardian. Now the Guardian is this flying turret that is equipped with the shield. It is up to you and your teammates to take down the Guardian's shield in order to kill it. Now once you have destroyed the Guardian, you can go up to its fallen body and pull out the turret and use it for a weapon as yourself. Now this is a really cool aspect of the game that I like. and you can actually use this thing as a personal minigun and just rip through the enemies, which is really cool, and it's something new that they have introduced in the Gears of War. Next, let's talk about the shock tracker, which is basically a small ball of energy that will explode as soon as it gets close enough to you. Now if you can kill them, they do drop shock grenades that you can pick up and use, which is really cool. Now these things are so small, they make very little noise and are randomly placed in the waves, so be careful because they can sneak up on you and deal a lot of damage. The next enemy we're going to see in the game is called the DR1 Protector. Now it's one of the larger enemies in the game and it is very aggressive. Now the DR1 Protector uses a high damage shotgun and it will charge at you once its health is critically low in order to take out as many people as possible before he explodes. There's also a new enemy called the Pouncer. Now the Pouncer is this very aggressive animal that leaps all over the map and can disrupt any camping spot that you thought you had. Now the damage that this thing can do is amazing, and if it's able to land on you, be prepared to fight for your life. Now these are some of the newer enemies that you're gonna see in Gears of War 4, but I don't want to spoil everything for you, so we're gonna move on to some of the bosses. One of the very first bosses that you're gonna see is called the Carrier. Now the Carrier is this huge brute that uses his arms to get around because he has no legs. It shoots acid from an opening in his chest that can deal tremendous damage. Now if he gets too close to you, he'll use his arms to come down on you and he'll kill you instantly. Now my recommendation is, if you ever find yourself going up against this boss, is to keep that distance between yourself and the Carrier. The second boss that you're gonna see is called the Snatcher. Now the Snatcher is a huge four-legged creature that deals a lot of damage to you and your defenses. Now it has a red glowing underbelly that is considered to be its weak spot, so if you're gonna aim for anything, aim for the stomach. Now once the Snatcher gets close enough to you, it could possibly swallow you and trap you in its stomach, and there is nothing that you can do, and it's up to your teammates to free you by shooting at the stomach. Now hopefully guys, if you come across this enemy, my recommendation as well is just to keep your distance. Do not let this thing get on you, because if it gets on you, it's gonna swallow you up immediately. Gears of War 4 Horde mode offers multiple new enemies, new fortifications, and brand new weapons. And honestly guys, I cannot wait to play this game and review it entirely. So stay tuned guys, I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos about this game before it releases. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for future videos. Thank you so much for watching guys, I'll see you in the next video.
Me and my team gotta innovate. What's the point of living if you ain't living a dream? We live in a world